Imagine walking into a room and becoming the puppet master, controlling all the strings without anyone even realizing it. This isn't a scene from a fantasy novel, but a metaphor for the invisible psychological strings that weave through our everyday lives. These strings of manipulation and influence subtly dictate our decisions, our actions, and even our feelings. Sometimes these strings are used positively, guiding us towards growth, learning, and understanding. But other times, they can be used negatively, swaying us towards decisions that may not be in our best interest. The fascinating part is, most of the time, we don't even realize these strings exist. But what if you could not only see these strings, but also learn to manipulate them, to influence others, and to control your own actions more effectively? What if you could become the puppet master of your own life? Today, we will unravel the mystery of the invisible puppet strings. Picture yourself as a puppet master. The strings you control are the emotions, reactions, and behaviors of those around you. Now imagine this. Each string you tug, each tiny movement you make, influences the actions of the puppet. The puppet, in this case, represents individuals in your life. Each string represents a different emotion or response you can evoke. This analogy of the puppet master is a metaphor for psychological manipulation and influence. It's a powerful concept that highlights the potential impact we can have on others. Intentionally or not, we all hold the strings, and with a little understanding, we can learn to control them. But with great power comes great responsibility. Manipulating the strings should not be about selfish gain or control, but rather about understanding and empathy. It's about knowing when to pull and when to let go. Just as a puppet master can make a puppet dance, so can you influence those around you, but should you? Influence is a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be used to build or destroy. Just as a sculptor uses a chisel to shape stone into a masterpiece, so too can the power of influence shape the minds and hearts of those around us. When wielded with integrity, influence can motivate people to reach new heights, inspire them to break barriers, and help them to see their own potential. It can be the spark that lights the path towards a brighter future. But in the wrong hands, influence can also be a weapon. It can deceive, control, and cause harm. It can turn dreams into nightmares and hope into despair. This is the darker side of influence, where manipulation takes the place of inspiration. As we delve deeper into the world of psychological influence, remember this: the power to influence is also the power to shape reality. The choice is yours. Will you be a puppet master who uplifts or one who deceives? But what if you're not the puppet master? What if you're the puppet? A chilling thought, isn't it? But don't worry, it's not as bleak as it sounds. This is a call to awaken your consciousness, not a declaration of doom. The world around us is full of invisible strings, pulling us in different directions. Social norms, media, advertisements, even our friends and family. They all have the power to influence our decisions, our thoughts, our lives. But it doesn't mean we are helpless. The first step towards cutting these strings is becoming aware of them. The importance of becoming aware of these strings. In the second part, begin questioning. Why do you hold the beliefs you do? Are they truly yours, or have they been handed down to you? Is your desire for that new smartphone genuine, or is it a result of relentless advertising? Remember, it's not about blaming others for our actions. It's about understanding the forces that shape us. Knowledge is power, and knowing how the strings are pulled gives you the power to cut them. Knowledge is indeed power, but it's only the first step. The real challenge is applying this knowledge, using it to sever the strings that bind us. The process of cutting these strings is not an overnight task. It's a journey of introspection and understanding. It's about identifying the strings that are pulling us and then cutting them one by one. Let's take an example. You realize that you've been spending too much time on social media and it's affecting your productivity. This is you identifying a string. Now, cutting it would mean taking steps to curb your social media usage. It could be as simple as setting a daily limit on your phone, or as drastic as deleting the apps altogether. The important thing is to take action. But remember, it's not about blaming social media or the people behind it. They are just doing their job. It's about taking responsibility for our actions. We can't control what others do, but we can control how we react to it. We can choose to not let external forces influence us. We can choose to cut the strings. Remember, the real puppet master is not the one pulling the strings, but the one who knows how to cut them. So arm yourself with knowledge and start your journey towards becoming your own puppet master. The puppet master isn't always someone else. Sometimes it's you. Yes, you heard that right. Each one of us holds the reins of our own puppets. We have the power to control our thoughts, emotions, and actions. We are the puppet masters of our own lives. Just like a puppeteer, we pull the strings that steer our life's direction. But remember, the power we possess is a double-edged sword. It can be used for good, to inspire, motivate, and uplift. Or it can be used for harm, to manipulate, deceive, and control. So we must use this power judiciously. Our mind is a powerful tool, but it's also susceptible to external influences. We must stay alert and be aware of the invisible strings that might be pulling us. With great power comes great responsibility. Use your strings wisely and never stop watching for the ones that may be controlling you.